Olá, boa tarde. Welcome to our third podcast. I am Carla Sabala, and once again, I'm with...
Marlon Sabala. I thought you were going to say my name there, Carla.
No, sorry, I just thought you didn't introduce yourself.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you for that opportunity. I'm glad.
That's not a problemo. It's not like you talk too much, is it?
What?
So, today we are going to start a journey with you, our listeners. A journey to Portugal.
Right. So, this would be the third lesson, right?
Indeed, yeah.
But as Carla's saying, we thought it might be a good idea to actually, instead of just going through random scenarios, to actually take you lesson by lesson on, just as if you were going to Portugal on a holiday. And we'll mix in bits and bobs, and we'll go from the basics and what you would actually do when you get there, right?
So, first thing is the airport.
Right.
At the airport.
Airport. Okay, let me just grab my notes here.
Aeroporto.
All right. So, who are you going to play, Carla? Should I play the person who's
The traveller,
visiting?
the tourist, yes.
All right. Okay, so I just got to the airport. I guess I picked up my bags, and I approached somebody. I want to rent a car. I've rented the car already, so sorry about that. So you would say good night, or good evening. Good night. You don't say good night. I'm getting muddled up. Good evening. Do you know where the booth for the rental cars is? So you'd go something like, Boa noite. Desculpe, onde fica o balcão de aluguer de carros? All right, so if you break it down, you should know the first one. Boa noite. That's good, literally good night, but it's good evening.
As well.
As well, yeah. Desculpe, so excuse me. Desculpe, so if you repeat that. Desculpe. Onde fica? Onde, where? Fica. Onde fica o balcão? That's the booth or the reception, I suppose. O balcão, that's a nasal sound. De aluguer. De aluguer de carros. De aluguer de carros. So if we say that in one go, if we can. Boa noite. Desculpe. Onde fica o balcão de aluguer de carros? Now remember that carros is a really strong sort of double R. So r. That's a bit difficult for somebody or for a language that doesn't have that sort of a sound. It's a bit like, Chinese people trying to distinguish between the L and the R. It's hard, right?
Yes, yeah, I suppose even us Portuguese, or many of us, struggle with the way English pronounce their R's.
Yeah,
don't we?
yeah. So I had a neighbor. He's Portuguese back in Portugal that really struggled with this because some people do, even there. And the way he sorted it out, he just went all day for weeks, exaggerating it. So you'd say Rita, rato, carro, and after a while, it worked out. Okay. So I've just approached this person, which happens to be Carla, and I've asked her where the place to rent a car is in the airport.
Let's just say I'm the cleaning lady.
So cleaning lady, tell us.
A mulher das limpezas, não é? So I will ask you which company, what's the name of the company you're looking for?
Right.
If there is any specific one. So I would say qual é o nome qual é o nome, what is the name, qual é o nome da companhia, So just repeat after me in one go. Qual é o nome da companhia? I may have said that a little loud. Qual é o nome da companhia?
All right. So at that point, if you've rented it already from somebody, you would say,
Or if you have a preference, I suppose.
Enterprise or whatever, yeah. And so you would give me some directions. I've just told you what company it is, or you just give me random directions as to where I'm supposed to go in the airport. So
Yes, so if it's an easy one to find, I will say, well, that one is easy. It's right there behind those escalators. So that in Portuguese is é fácil. It's easy. É fácil. É
is
fácil. Fácil. Fica mesmo ali. Fica mesmo ali. It's right there. Fica mesmo ali. Por trás daquelas escadas rolantes. Por trás, behind, por trás, daquelas escadas rolantes. Again with the R there. If you can't roll your R's the way Portuguese do, you can just say rolante. They will get it.
That's typical.
They will know your English, but
just straight away. Yeah.
that doesn't matter. You just want to be understood. So, the sentence again. É fácil. Fica mesmo ali por trás daquelas escadas rolantes. It's a mouthful, that one, isn't it? So we'll say that again and probably break it a little more. É fácil. Fica mesmo ali, por trás daquelas escadas rolantes.
So, escalators, as you saw, there was two words.
Did you say rolling stairs?
Rolling stairs, that's what it literally means, right? Which is easy to understand. So I would just say, thank the person. Ah, okay. Obrigado. So you should know this by now. Obrigado. Because I'm a male. Always. Ends with an O.
Male.
Oh, man. Right, so you find yourself, or you find a place where the cleaning lady was telling you where to go. And you might start again with a greeting. So you want to say good evening. What was that?
Boa noite.
But I was wanting them.
Are you okay?
Okay, that's fine.
Well, I
Carla.
suppose I wouldn't know.
Right. Boa noite, yeah. Okay, so the person in the reception.
Boa noite. How can I help you? Como posso ajudá-lo? Como? How? Posso? Can I? Ajudá-lo? Help you. Obviously, if it's a woman, I would say ajudá-la. Ajudá-la. So repeat after me. Como? Como? Posso ajudá-lo. Ajudá-lo. So again, from the start, boa noite. Como posso ajudá-lo? They might say a little quicker. Boa noite, como posso ajudá-lo?
I've just noticed, Carla, that we normally, in past lessons, and we just forgot this time, we should have gone through the whole conversation.
We can do it at the end.
Yeah, okay. Just as a review. That's great. So you say, okay, I need a car for about 15 days, please. So I would go something like...
Can I just say before you go that
Yes.
usually when we request something, we usually use the past tense. And in Portuguese, we do have different pasts. And this particular one is the imperfect past tense. Only so that we don't sound demanding. Yeah?
Yes, that's right. Because normally, you notice this, somebody that travels or that has lived in an English-speaking country for many years, when you ask for something, well, because we say in English, can I have? But in Portuguese, that doesn't sound right. Posso ter doesn't work.
Yeah.
So in this case, you would speak in the past, as Carla said.
Yeah, not only that, but even in anybody who speaks English wouldn't say, well, they're not meant to say, I want something, but you would say, I would like.
Yes. So it's a polite way.
Same sort of thing.
In this way, I need would go... Oh, my phone's going crazy. Turn that off. Precisava de carro por 15 dias. Por favor. Precisava, needed, de carro. Precisava de carro. De carro para 15 dias. That's the number 15. Para 15 dias. Dias. Please. Por favor. Por favor. So the whole thing. Precisava de carro por 15 dias. Por favor. See, if you speak fast, you might just join those two. De the article and de.
Preposition.
Yeah, so you'd say dum.
Yeah.
Although that's not...
Precisava
you wouldn't
de
write it
carro.
like that, but often people would do that. Not
I think
often.
I have seen it written, but...
Right, okay. Okay, so the lady at in the reception wants a bit more information, so...
Yes, so she might ask you how many doors. She might even say 3 or 5 doors. So that in Portuguese will be de 3 ou 5 portas. De 3 ou 5 portas. Portas.
Right. Sorry, Carl.
De 3 ou 5 portas.
All right. So, because it's only me and my wife, I would say 3 is sufficient. Thank you. 3 é suficiente. Obrigada. 3 é suficiente. Obrigado. I put the obrigado there, but...
That is true.
Yeah, no, it's obrigado.
Then again, people don't really...
Actually, people in Portugal don't... If you
They don't
ask them
take
the
any
rule, they don't
notice.
really know. But yeah,
Yeah.
obrigado is what I should have said. Okay.
Okay. So then you want to know, or I might ask you if you have a preference for...
Manual or automatic transmission.
Lovely.
Gears, yeah.
Okay. So do you prefer automatic or manual transmission? Prefere com transmissão automática ou manual. So the whole thing is prefere com transmissão automática ou manual. And I'll go again. Prefere com transmissão automática ou manual.
All right, so I'm not bothered. So the way you say I'm not bothered,
Well,
or
either.
Either way, well, there's many ways of saying this, but you could say tanto faz. Okay? Tanto faz. Faz. Tanto faz. Okay? I want to make sure that my car is fully insured, so I would add that I want insurance against all... it's basically insurance against all risks. In English you would call comprehensive, but in Portuguese you don't have a word, so you would just say seguro contra todos os riscos. So against all dangers and not risks, risks.
Yeah, all dangers.
And so I would say I would like that sort of insurance. Queria, I would like. Queria seguro, insurance. Seguro. Queria seguro contra, which literally means against, contra todos. Todos. Queria seguro contra todos. Os riscos. Os riscos. And add the please at the end. Por favor. So, all together. Queria seguro contra todos os riscos. Por favor. Queria seguro contra todos os riscos. Por favor. I've just noticed that it's true that often the way you identify Portuguese as a language, if you don't know the language, is by the sh
shushies
at the end of the words. And that's the case with that phrase.
So, I will need your driving license. So, what the man or lady might ask or say will be this. A sua carta de condução, por favor. A sua carta de condução, por favor. A sua carta de condução, por favor. Your driving license, please.
So I would take it out of my pocket and I would say, here it is. Aqui tem.
Literally, here you have.
Here you have, yes, that's right. So, aqui, here, tem. Aqui tem. All right, so how much of a dent is that going to be on my wallet, Carla?
It will be 324 euros, please.
All right.
São 300 300 e 20 and 20 e 4 por favor. São 324 euros, por favor. São 324 euros. Euros, por favor.
All right. Numbers are quite similar to the English, unlike the French, for example, they actually do maths while they're actually saying the number, which is a bit crazy. Portuguese and English. What?
Having a go at different
No,
nationalities.
I like Fred.
First
It's a
Chinese,
bit
now
weird.
French.
You know, he's saying 40 and you have to do math to say 40.
I do apologize on behalf of my husband.
Anyway, so here's one difference that you will notice when you're in Portugal. This might confuse you. When you pay for something with a card, they use the chip and pin. That's the same. But in England, you would put your card in the machine and look at it, see that the amount is correct, and you would put your PIN code and enter. In Portugal, machines don't normally work like that. You would be asked to confirm the value by pressing the green button and then putting your PIN and pressing the green button again. Okay, so the lady and the reception or anywhere where you're buying something, it's almost a sort of a universal sentence that they say, which is confirm the value and then insert the PIN. So this would go something like that's
my line.
It's your line, sorry. Yeah, go on.
Confirme o valor confirme o valor e insira o código, por favor. Confirme o valor e insira o código, por favor. And once more, confirme o valor e insira o código, por favor.
So, I've paid for it. You gotta give me something, Carla.
Ora bem, aqui tem a chave. O carro está no primeiro andar do parque. So, very well. Here you have the keys. The car is on the first floor of the park or car park. Okay. Ora bem. Very well. Ora bem. Ora bem. Aqui tem a chave. Ora bem, aqui tem a chave. O carro está no primeiro andar do parque. O carro está no primeiro andar do parque. O carro está no primeiro andar do parque. The car is on the first floor of the car park.
Yeah, but you drop the car bit. Often you just refer to it as the park.
Yes.
Yeah, in Portugal, that is. All right, so I make my way onto the first floor, and before I take the car away, I want to ask whether the car runs on petrol or diesel. The reason why we included this little question, even though normally the rented cars will have... yeah, they have a sticker that says whether they are diesel or petrol. But diesel and petrol are very different words in Portuguese. So I'm going to ask, is it petrol or diesel? O carro é a gasolina ou gasóleo?
So they're actually...
They're similar. Yeah. Gasolina is petrol. Gasóleo is diesel. One way to remember perhaps is that gasóleo has a little little wiggly thing on top of the O. So a little accent. So you would say, o carro é a gasolina, ou gasóleo, ou gasóleo. O carro é a gasolina ou gasóleo? So in this case...
So you said that it's likely that it will be diesel.
Well, it depends. Depends what sort of car, how big it is. But...
Okay, let's say it's diesel.
Right.
Today, just for today. So I'll just say gasóleo. Gasóleo.
Right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Obrigado.
De nada.
All right, so that's a little conversation. So we run through it again, but at normal pace, what you would actually get in if you were in Portugal, right? Okay.
No problema.
So I arrive at the airport. Boa noite. Desculpe, onde fica o balcão de aluguer de carros?
Qual é o nome da companhia?
Enterprise.
É fácil. Fica mesmo ali, por trás daquelas escadas rolantes.
Ah, ok, obrigado. So we get to the Enterprise reception. Boa noite.
Boa noite. Como posso ajudá-lo?
Precisava de um carro para 15 dias, por favor.
De 3 ou 5 portas?
3 é suficiente. Obrigado.
Prefere com transmissão automática ou manual?
Tanto faz. Queria seguro contra todos os riscos, por favor.
Ok. A sua carta de condução, por favor.
Aqui tem.
São 324 euros, por favor. Confirme o valor e insira o código. Por favor. Ora bem, aqui tem a chave. O carro está no primeiro andar do parque.
So I get to the car. O carro é a gasolina ou gasóleo?
Gasóleo.
Obrigado.
De nada.
Right?
That's lovely. I'm sure you will be able to do it just as
listen,
well.
Listen to that a gazillion times and you'll be there. Right, that's great. So next week we'll carry on with our journey. I don't know where we're going to go,
Indeed.
but it's going to be interesting.
We'll
I'm
make
sure.
it exciting.
Perhaps we'll get a taxi. How's that? That might be interesting.
Shall we?
Getting a
We
taxi.
just rented a car.
Oh yeah, we did.
Unless we're getting into the center of Lisbon.
Maybe
You might
maybe.
not want to drive in there.
Okay,
A
so
little crazy. Got a tip for
a
us
tip,
today?
yes, yeah. One of these studies that I thought was interesting that I just was reading through it the other day, and I thought it might be well, it's something that we've known about, but this is actually a study that makes it quite tangible. So singing. Does singing in any way help you to learn a foreign language? Well, we've known for some time that singing helps with pronunciation. A typical story, or not a story, but an example would be Celine Dion. She had a horrible English accent. But when she sings, it's almost perfect. You don't notice anything. It's a bit like even singers that are from, I don't know, really with a really strong Irish accent or Scottish accent, once they start singing, part of that accent goes away. So it sort of melts into one. Now, this specific study is not to do with accents, but actually is to do with remembering words, memorizing expressions. So this was a study that was done in Edinburgh by Dr. Karen Ludek, I don't know her name. Anyway, they divided 3 groups of 20 people randomly and asked them to learn some Hungarian phrases. Hungarian was chosen because it's apparently a very different language from that of English. And 3 groups, one was just repeating the phrases that they were given. The other one, the second group, was repeating with a rhythmic.
So they were singing it.
No, just rhythm.
Okay.
It's a bit like you say a phone number. So,
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the third
Bam,
one
bam.
was singing. So that includes, of course, the rhythmic speaking, but a little bit of melody on top of it. So how did they get on? Well, in one of the tests, the participants who learn through singing perform twice as well as participants who learn by speaking, just repeating the phrases. Even more interesting is that it seems that those who learn by singing were able not just to remember with greater accuracy, but for a much, much longer period of time. Now, this is a small study, but again, this adds to some empirical experience that we've already had with singing. The doctor in charge, that Dr. Karen that I mentioned earlier, she said, this study provides the first experimental evidence that a listen and repeat singing method can support foreign language learning and opens the door to for future research in this area. So that's something, I mean, we've known that for a while, and you, Carla, have that as one of your techniques, is to help with the pronunciation. But to help memorizing, it's something that certainly can be introduced as well.
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, I think that's it for this third lesson.
Yes,
next
I
week,
think so too.
Carla
Hopefully,
will return,
yes.
and maybe myself if I'm around.
We will be going away, won't we? So
Will we?
hopefully,
Oh, yeah.
well, we'll be going back
Maybe
home.
we can do a podcast
Portugal.
in Portugal, yeah? Maybe
Yes.
I can ask my mum to join in. How that?
I suppose.
that'd be interesting.
Yes, a different voice. Very much Portuguese.
Yeah, she would definitely not be able to give you an explanation in English of what she's saying, so you just have to guess, I guess.
No. But that would be good.
All right. So I guess we'll speak
Talk to you soon, yes.
All right.
Ok.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Adeus.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Obrigada por assistir. If you're curious about learning real, everyday European Portuguese in a fun and unique way, take a look at our course, The Journey, on portuguesewithcarla.com. Or not. It's a free world. Até já!